Hey, what's up, guys? Kyle Gallon back with a video. Today, I'm going to do my Toonami review for May 6th through May 7th, 2023. So, starting off the block there, we had Unicorn Eternal there. This is mostly the guy who actually made Samurai Jack there, and Primal. Um, so episode starts out with the this robot there. Mostly we see like these like superhero guys there. They're mostly were talking there and stuff. Mostly when they were talking there, this uh, strange this lady there gets attacked there by the fucking something by these like robot guys there. She goes down and shit like that. This robot there, this like golden robot there, fucking attacks. Mostly was trying to offend her. Mostly they jumped on the robot there, used a chainsaw there to try to cut up the robot. Didn't really work. Technically, the robot kicks him out there. And then we go like mostly that was like mostly I guess all the other heroes were killed there, and mostly the robot there was gonna put him in a different body there. So with that was going on with that stuff, we do see one of the I think one of the girls there was getting married there. All that shit there. She was getting married at a chapel and shit like that. Um, and then out of nowhere, when they're about to have the ceremony, the robot comes in and busts in. Has like some type of unicorn thing on his fucking chest there. Fucking fires it right on top of the girl. The fucking butlers get pissed off. They're like, or not all the butlers get pissed off, but all the ushers and the room gets pissed off, and we'll see attacking them and stuff, attacking the robot there. They didn't really do nothing to the robot there. Um, the girl turns into this like turns into this like form there. She had like a form there, and she totally forgot what her name was and everything like that. Then she busts through the window. They were trying to like say, "Oh, you remember me?" All that stuff. She's like, "I'm not this person." Breaks through the window, flies out. Robot chases her, fucking chases her and shit. And she technically falls out of the sky. Robot catches her, and he's like, "What are you doing?" and stuff. He breaks through the wall there, or breaks through it, and mostly it was some type of history there. She was asking what type of history that was, and technically that's where the episode ends for technically part one. There, that they had two parts of episode one, so this might be like a two-parter. So that was the end of Unicorns Eternal. I'm not gonna do the second part there. I'm not really gonna do the second part because I didn't really watch the second part. I thought it was honestly, I thought this was kind of a really not really that good of a show. So I'm not gonna do the second part of this show. So even I'm kind of sad because I actually like the guy who actually makes Samurai Jack and Primal. I'm kind of sad about this. This was not that good. So um let's go on to the next show. Next we had Food Wars. So episode starts out with Soma there was saying something to, or no, Shift Saizi there was saying something about their mostly the guy he was facing against um, had weird. It was kind of weird there. He had uh, I can't really say it on YouTube, but um, he had his people there. I'm just gonna say people. Um, was making up the food and stuff like that. And then they were like shaking the cups there, and mostly was making a thing there and stuff like that. Um, mostly they mostly the judges ate the food there. They thought it was amazing there and stuff. Then we see uh, we see the guy was still waiting for his partner. We see Shimi was trying to wait for his partner there, and he's like, "Oh, where's your partner there?" He's like, "He will be here," and stuff like that. And then mostly we do see the little brother getting captured there, and they said, "Oh, you don't have no thing there, and you might get disqualified because you're not showing up there." And he's like, technically the little brother was actually saying to him, he's like, "Well, technically I have somebody else there who can take over my place." So out of nowhere, we see Soma walking in, and he's like, "Oh, hey," he's like, and stuff like that. And then they're like, and uh, the butler and his people there, actually were like, "Oh, he's disqualified. He's disqualified," and stuff like that. They were like, "This is not fair," or something. That's what they were saying. That's not fair. And mostly they root it there because it is a competition for a double competition there. They let it go. So technically uh, Soma and Chizuri were trying to get there and stuff like that. And I guess they made something they know how to both make there. They made it there. Um, and I guess it was much better and the other guys there, and he got pissed off. And then the winner was uh, the tag team was Shumi and Soma there, and they technically in the end of the episode they had guys who honestly kidnapped them there and beat the living crap out of the guy who honestly was competition with them, and that's where technically they beat the crap out of them and stuff like that. And someone was actually saying, he's like, "You're never gonna break these two brothers apart there," and that's where the episode ends. So that was Food Wars. Next we had One Piece there. So episode starts out mostly from the previous episode where we see um, Mocha there uh, was trying to get the candy away from everybody else there. Chopper doesn't want her to eat it there. She does eat it because so nobody will fight over it there. And mostly Chopper was warning her, saying that candy is bad for you. And technically, she ate it anyways, and she mostly collapsed. Mocha technically collapsed down on the ground, and they're like, "Oh, what's wrong with her?" and stuff like that. Mostly the Marines there take her away. Mostly Chopper saying you can outlive that there and stuff like that. So that was one going on with that stuff. We see possibly um, Zoro running around and stuff, and mostly the gas was falling him. He's like, "Damn!" He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Why the gas is falling me?" and stuff like that. And she's like, "We are going the fucking." The Shigi was telling him, he's like, "You're going the fucking wrong way." He's like, "You should have told me that." And mostly they ran to the other side there, and technically that's what he was doing there. He was running there and shit. running away from the poison gas there and stuff. Then uh, we see the captain of the uh, we see uh, we see the captain there, or one of the captains, who actually had the centaur. Technically, he was saying he's like my men and stuff like that, and he's like, oh, Caesar, and he was trying to tell Caesar how Caesar was going to use them as guinea pigs there, and mostly Caesar did something to his voice there, so he kind of was stuttering there, and then everybody was like laughing at him because they thought he didn't know how to speak there. So he's like, what the heck? He's like, I can't speak there and stuff like that. So technically he's starting attacking Caesar there. He's like, what? He's like, what the heck? Why you're attacking me and stuff like that. Then he and he's like, everybody shoot at him because he called me that there. So they were shooting at the guy, or the centaur captain there. And then mostly out of nowhere, Caesar was about to blow him up there. Then we see out of nowhere mostly we see Luffy punching Caesar right in the face there, and that's where the episode ends. So yeah, that was One Piece. Next we had Naruto Shippuden there. So episode starts out with we see mostly Jiraiya technically mostly getting Naruto's chakra points back up there and stuff like that. He was actually saying something about the Nine Tails there. He's like I had this weird feeling there when mostly I activated the Nine Tails there. And he's like, oh, and stuff like that. He's like, you need to show me and stuff like that. So mostly we go into a flashback where technically Naruto was actually training under Minato there and showing him how to do the Rasengan there. And then he said mostly found this cat there and he actually trained him and stuff like that. And mostly he was kind of remembering what Minato showed him how to do the summoning contract there. So. And that's how he was was saying there. He's like, oh yeah, just show him how to do the summoning contract there and stuff like that. So the other part is we see Sakura and Sasuke there. We're fighting Sadori. Sadori was doing the puppets there. He's like, oh, you have to go through all these puppets there to actually do and stuff like that. Sakura, she gets pissed. She mostly punches Sadori's side there, actually cracking it there and stuff. She's like, oh yeah, you're pretty weak there. He's like, don't. She's like, don't fat chance me and stuff like that. And that's what Sakura was actually saying. She removes the poison from Sasuke, and he's like, wait, you saved me, Sakura, and stuff. That's what Sasuke was saying. And then they were like, oh yeah, and stuff like. She's like, yeah, remove all the poison. He's like, how you learn that? There, then she says something about she taught her underway Tsunade there, and stuff like that. She was actually saying there. So when that was going on there, everybody jumps into the action there. Technically, Otto solves Neji with the guy with the max there. Technically, he's like, oh, we're just gonna go somewhere else, and stuff like that for it. So. And then they were like thinking up of a strategy, how to get past the puppets there. Technically, they didn't really work there and stuff like that. Mostly they were trying to figure it out and stuff like that. And he's like, well, we need to do it there. We're going to get past the puppets there. And they can't really split up there or go back to the Leaf Village. It'd be a bad idea there for them. So technically, they were trying to figure out how to get around it. During this time there, technically Jiraiya was actually talking about the Nine Tails there, or Naruto was talking about the Nine Tails when he seen them for the first time. And technically Jiraiya was actually showing technically loosens the Nine Tails there. That was kind of stupid by Jiraiya in my opinion, because he should not have done that. Because Naruto couldn't hold it at that time. So technically he loosens it there. And he's like, oh shit, I shouldn't. He's like, oh shit, that was kind of stupid. And then Jiraiya was like, he's like, oh shit, that was kind of stupid of me. Releasing the Nine Tails there. And Naruto was technically in his four-tailed cloak there. So technically he was technically gonna be screwed. Or technically Jiraiya was technically gonna be screwed there. And that's where the episode ends. So yeah. That was Naruto Shippuden. After that, we have My Hero Academia. That was a rerun. So, yep. Comment, rate, and respond to the videos. We like the videos. Please subscribe. Hit the notification on my uploads and my live streams. Comment, respond to the videos. Like her out. Out of peace.